Alright, so I'm going to model a milk jug in 3ds Max. And the first thing that we need to understand, first I went off and just typed in milk jug in Google Images and found the images. I set up this image plane. There's video. I'll link a video to that in the video here. And one thing that you need to understand is that this milk jug is actually in two different views. The first view is this right here is a parallel to the camera, whereas this view is you're actually looking at the corner. So one I want to use as a basic shape, and the other one I'm going to use as kind of the basic, like idea. Like it's a reference, but I'm not going to model it exactly. And when you're doing a model like this is an organic shape. And so when you're doing a model like this, the big thing that you have to remember is essentially you are modeling this according to basic everyday shapes. So I'm going to use Alt W to kind of go back and forth here, and you can see I'm just going to kind of move this shape over here, and I'm going to move that shape over there like so. We can hit F3 to show the views, so F3 like so. I don't like the grid, so I'm just going to hit G, and that will model that grid. And then if you hit Alt X, that will make everything transparent. So with that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this here and just kind of rescale this a little bit. I'm not worried too much about the UVs. I'm just want to get it proportionally well. And then I'm going to go here into the Modify tab and right click and Editable Poly. So with that in mind, first thing I need to do is just go into Polygon, and I'm going to move this up like so. And I'm going to grab this and scale this in one direction like so. Now that's going to give me the basics of what I need, and then from there I'm going to hit Alt W, and I'm just going to go and create edge loops pretty much down the sides of the box like so, and then even I think I'm going to just grab like that. Okay, then with that I'm going to grab this and scale it all the way down like this. Keep a rough size. Same thing here. I'm going to scale this down like this, and then I'm going to scale that down like that, and then over here I'm going to scale that down like this. So that is the kind of rough geometry. Now it's a little bit off, of course, but we can always adjust that later. We can kind of play around with this. But notice I'm worried more about the overall kind of aspect of the geometry. And so when you look here, I'm just going to hit F3. So when you look here, and I've got my space bar set so that it subdivides like so. So I'm basically going back and forth. And so when you subdivide, you can see that it doesn't retain that shape. It actually gets much more bulbous-like. And so that's not something we want to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edge mode here and just click on this edge, holding control, double clicking on the other edges here. Oops, undo that and grab that edge right there. I'm going to then go and chamfer this edge here. So simply go up here, chamfer, and I'm going to basically move it somewhat like this. I think that looks pretty good. Like 50% is fine. And then when I've got that shape the way I like it, that is basically the way I'm going to create it. Now again, when I subdivide, you see that retains a lot more of that edge shape. And that's because what's happening is it's basically going through and taking that object and saying, okay, this is my base object, right? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to model this edge here. So you can see this little divot in there. And that divot is essentially going from, if I go cut, that divot is essentially going from here to here and from here to here. And I'm just right clicking to end that. So click, click, and there. And then I can grab that edge loop and simply bring that up here like this. And then when I subdivide, that will kind of keep that in there. Now that's a big N-gon you can see here. And we can fix that down the road. Actually, we can fix it right now. So I'm just going to cut from here and like so to this and to this. Okay, so with that in there, now you'll see that when that subdivides, that maintains a little bit more of the shape. Now you'll notice that it bulges up like a ball here, if that makes sense. So I need a little bit more subdivision right there. And so I'm just going to add another swift loop, but I'm going to add it closer to the edge. And you'll notice that once I do that, rounds out or flattens out that shape. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I've got, this shape all kind of done, and I've got the edge. Now I want to model the upper part. I don't really need to worry about that as far as, so this is my circle here, and you'll notice that this doesn't have any geometry in there. And so if it doesn't have the geometry, I can use GeoPoly, and GeoPoly will kind of round that out. And so that gives me that base shape. Now I can bring that up and we can scale that down a little bit. And you'll notice that when I do it, it kind of rounds everything out. And so I just need to reinforce that with some edge loops. Adding one edge loop here will basically trim and tighten that up. And then a simple fix is actually I'm just going to extrude this just a little bit more, and then I can scale that down holding in shift. I'm going to scale that down. And so with that, you'll notice that now that edge maintains its shape and form. I can always add more geometry. I can separate the cap. I can do a number of different things in there by adding more geometry, but we're mainly concerned with the overall shape of this. So with that in place, now I'm going to hit Alt-X so I can basically view the solidified version of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Swift Loop here, and I'm going to add a Swift Loop here, and I'm going to add one here. All right, and so that's going to give me essentially the kind of form of my shape for my handle. So I'm going to grab this one and this one and this one and this one, and I'm going to hit delete. Now when I subdivide again, you'll notice that it kind of looks ugly, but the shape of the handle kind of starts working for that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edge mode, hit 2, and I'm going to select these two edges here by holding control, and then I'm going to I don't have bridge on there, so I'm going to go over here and hit bridge, and this like so, and hit bridge, and then this edge and hit bridge. And so now when I subdivide, you'll notice that that looks a lot more kind of refined. That's kind of what we're looking for. Now, when this is done, you'll see we have a basic hole in there, if that makes sense. And what we're going to need to do is we are going to need to go into edge mode, and we're going to grab this edge, this one up here, and then this one down here, and I'm going to hit connect. Connect will do 50% right down the middle, and that is essentially what I need. From there, I'm going to grab this, and you'll notice that my gizmo is in complete opposite spectrum of, so it's complete in the wrong direction. So modeling something like this is going to be a struggle because everything I do is going to be at a 45, and that gizmo is not going to help. So in this case, I'm going to go back to the original, hold in, I've got my angle snap on here, right here, and I'm just going to simply start rotating, and you'll know as I rotate, I stop at 45, and that gives me kind of a base. Now from there, I can grab that edge loop, and now I can scale that, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. Like that, and I'm just going to bring that down and out a little bit like this. And then with that in place, all I have to do is I'm going to take this one and this edge here, so these two edges, holding shift, basically move that up there like so, and then I'm going to rotate it a little bit so that it gets pretty close. I'm going to move that up here, and I'm going to rotate it again, and because I'm at that 45, it lines up a lot better than the prior stuff. And then with that in place now, what I'm going to do is simply start connecting some of this stuff here. So I'm going to go up to vertice. I'm going to go to target weld, and I'm just going to snap that up and make sure it's in the right spot. So like that. Like so, and that looks good. Let's do the same thing for this side here. Like that. And then I'm going to go into my edge mode, grab that one and that right there, and I'm just going to bridge that together. Let's oh, I think I have two things selected, so let's undo. There we go. Make sure, yes. And then bridge that, and then bridge this. Now, when I subdivide, you'll notice that the handle doesn't necessarily look quite right, but it still's better than it was before. And so what I can do to kind of reinforce that is a couple of different things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring this up a little bit, and maybe even scale that down to thicken everything out a little bit more. And then from there, I'm going to start by kind of adding edge loops in to reinforce this edge loop. So what's happening now is this is bending too much because there's no edges in there. But if I add a swift loop in here like so, and then do that, or add a swift loop in here like that, that will allow me to basically control that geometry a little bit more. I can also go in here, grab this edge loop, and go all the way around like that. Let's do this side as well. And then we can chamfer that a little bit. I don't probably need the two, so let's kind of round that out a little bit. And so now when I subdivide, you can see that that allows me to kind of reinforce that edge. And of course, I can go in and kind of play around with the bottle so that it looks a little bit better. So for example, grabbing this here, pulling that out a little bit more, grabbing these edges here and pulling them down and out a little bit more as well, grabbing this edge loop here and pulling that out a little bit more, grabbing this edge and pulling that a little bit more. So I can definitely go around and play around with the shape, but you can see that I have a decent kind of base for my milk jug. Now, there's a lot more edges we can reinforce. So like if you look at this edge here, we can reinforce that. We can go through and reinforce that by adding in more edge loops. But this is the basics of kind of creating a complex shape and starting to just kind of mold and manipulate the geometry. I can go also like here and grab this edge loop all the way through, and we can chamfer that and add a little bit more of a kind of base item. And then as soon as I add that in there, you can see that that kind of reinforces that handle a little bit more. Again, this is just going step by step and kind of controlling the geometry. I can make these things bigger, so I can scale this a little bit wider. Same thing here, I can scale these a little bit wider. I can even pull some of this up here and even grab this and pull some of that up here with this. And so it's just a matter of shaping, forming, and then making sure that I clean up the bad geometry like n-gons. So in this case, if I look at my polygon here and I go into selection greater than, you can see that these are all bad polygons. Now, some of this might be easy enough to fix, and it's simply a matter of going into, say, the edge here and grabbing this and collapsing that edge, and that basically creates a kind of base for, now I can fix that polygon, and if I want, I can loop that up and around, making this easier. So again, it's a process of looking at the geometry and going through and adding where you think you need versus where you want. And you can see very simply that creates a very nice simple shape as I do this. And so again, you can see here now there's a little bit of a where this geometry is causing some issues, but again, it's just a matter of playing around with it or even removing an edge loop or things like that. So that gives you the base idea of a process, and so you can definitely look around and kind of play around with the overall basic geometry of your milk jug. Now, more details, say we wanted to add like these edge loops or stuff like that on there, we'd have to go through and kind of go around and clean that up. But a lot of this is basically, a lot of it is looking at different shapes and creating that process of forming out big shapes to little shapes. So if you have any questions or if you need some help, feel free to ask.